I've been waiting for you.
Hi guys, it's Ruby, back again with another Vegas video, and today is part 3 of my series of everything I ate and drank in Las Vegas. This is for my most recent trip in October. I am really enjoying doing this series for you guys because I think if you are planning a trip, it is super helpful to see a bunch of mini reviews of restaurants all in one video and how much it costs to eat and drink per day in Las Vegas. If you are enjoying this series, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you've seen all 3 of these. You can go and check those out if you haven't seen the previous 2 vlogs of this. And once again, I'm going to ask, if you are not a subscriber, if you could please go ahead and hit that little subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can see me eating at these places live when I'm there, and we can talk, and it's really fun. And without further ado, let's get into everything I ate and drank. Okay, so for this trip, we started by staying at the Mirage. We arrived kind of early afternoon at the Mirage, and we checked in and got really hungry, and we stopped at the place called Snacks. This used to be the Carnegie Deli in the Mirage, and it's been replaced by one of those ubiquitous, just sort of snack generic places. I had a hero sandwich and split some fries with my husband. And honestly, it was really delicious. It really was. The hero had this really good creamy dressing on it, and it was very fresh, and the bread was out of this world good. So this was overpriced. We paid like $40 altogether for this meal, and it was just way overpriced. But it was good, and it was satisfying, and I would eat there again if I was in the Mirage and needed something quick to eat. So I don't not recommend it, but it is very overpriced. I had 2 beers out on the casino floor. They were free because a hostess came around, so obviously I tipped her. And then while we were walking out on the strip, I had my Fat Tuesdays. I'm not gonna wax poetic on Fat Tuesdays because I talk about it all the time, but I had my Miami Vice. For dinner that night, we went to the Peppermill. Now, let me just say that I recommend the Peppermill mainly for the Fireside Lounge because that's my favorite part of it, is drinking in the Fireside Lounge. And we'd really never eaten there until this trip. However, this is cheap standard diner food, and if you are on a budget, this is absolutely a place to go. They were having happy hour, and it was half price for certain entrees. I got the chicken tender platter for $8, and 2 people could easily have split this. So you could have 2 people eating off of this for $8. It was good, it was filling, there was nothing wrong with it. It's just very standard diner food. But I also had my Blue Hawaii in the Fireside Lounge. These drinks are my favorite. I think the Peppermill is always really reasonably priced and an absolute must-do in my opinion on your trip, and that is where we ended the night. Day 2. Okay, this morning we went down to Pantry. This is also in the Mirage. It is like their top breakfast restaurant. I really enjoyed our food here, and I thought it was really reasonable. I had the oatmeal. My husband had a breakfast platter. We both really liked the food. The service is good. I've heard a lot of comments from you guys on Insta saying you guys really like that place too, so Pantry is a definite recommendation in my opinion if you are looking for a breakfast at the Mirage. Okay, so we were walking around the strip, and we stopped at Italy. This place is so cool, you guys. Wow, I had no idea everything that went into Italy. This is a giant Italian market outside of Park MGM, and I didn't realize that this was like a huge chain, but what's even more fascinating is how authentic the ingredients are. Most of the ingredients and the food are shipped from Italy itself. I was blown away by the food I had here. I had a flatbread that had soppressata on it with like a focaccia crust, and then it had a little burrata purse with olive oil and sea salt that you could break open onto the pizza. Holy cow, you guys, it was so fresh and so amazing. And then I had a Italian Diet Coke from here. They had like the Italian version of Coca-Cola, and it was incredible, and it was reasonably priced. I would absolutely come back here again. It was an experience for dining, but it was also fast casual, and it was just really fun. I absolutely think everybody should go check out Italy. We went down to the pool at the Mirage. I had one of my super overpriced mojitos, and I have to say in October, whoo, the water was cold, so keep that in mind, but my mojitos are a must-do on every trip that I go, and pool drinks are really expensive, so bring your own if you want to save a little bit of money. Okay, for dinner this night, we were going to the Wynn. We stopped at Parasol Up to have a quick drink before a reservation. I don't normally drink at Parasol Up. I tend to go down to Parasol Down to watch the show, but it was really wonderful. The server was excellent. They had some really good drink options, a lot of the same ones that they have below, but they also do cigars here. So if you are a cigar smoker and you want a place to smoke, you can kind of see the whole casino floor. The atmosphere is really lovely. I had a glass of champagne, and then we headed down to Lakeside for our dinner. So I started with the Lake of Dreams cocktail, which was a vodka cocktail, and it was really good, also pretty pricey. And I also had a seared tuna appetizer, which was the standout of the evening. This appetizer blew our socks off. It was so delicious. And then for my entree, I tried the snapper. Now, Lakeside is known for being a seafood restaurant, and my server told me that the snapper is actually delivered fresh daily, so very fresh fish. That being said, I didn't think this had a ton of flavor. It did have a really wonderful red beet puree that really added to the dish, but overall it was lacking a little flavor for me and not one I would get again. But I did think the restaurant overall had absolutely incredible service and a really stunning view. So if you're a huge seafood fan, you may really, really enjoy this restaurant. For us, it wasn't my favorite, but that always goes to Lago, of course. Okay, that evening we went down to the grand opening of Circa. Oh my gosh, you guys. I had a drink at Vegas Vicky's the first opening night, which was incredible. And these drinks were knock your socks off Vegas quality cocktails. I forget what I got, but it had a Sky vodka with grenadine and ginger beer, so it was kind of like a orange mule in a way. Really delicious. It was recommended to me by the server. All the drinks that we had in our group, everybody liked theirs. I also went over to the Mega Bar, which touts having 126 beers on tap, which is incredible. I had a mango tree because it's been recommended to me several times in Las Vegas from several locals saying like, did you try a mango tree? You need to have a mango tree. It was really good. It was a mango beer. It's exactly what it tasted like, and it was excellent. Okay, day 3, we had gotten like 4 hours of sleep, you guys. Wow, we were exhausted, but we woke up and I grabbed some Starbucks in the Mirage. Now, you guys know I do like Starbucks, but man, do they rip you off in these casinos with Starbucks. For a quick, fast bite, I had a bagel with cream cheese, and then at around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, we headed over to Stadium Swim. So we booked Stadium Swim chairs ahead of time, and they were a $50 minimum that went towards your food and drink. I got some chips and guac, my husband got a burrito, and I had like 2 or 3 cocktails here, and it all ended up only being around $50. So pricing at Stadium Swim is very good. The cocktails I had were really good pool cocktails for a cheaper price than you get at the regular casinos on the Strip. I know one of them I had in particular was called the Adult Beverage, which was like a gin beverage. This place is really cool, you guys. I liked Stadium Swim a lot. I recommend it if you're looking for like a day clubby atmosphere, but you don't necessarily want to spend a ton on bottle service or chairs. And the pools are heated, so it is open year-round. Highly recommend if you're going later in the year and you're like, well, I really do want to swim and enjoy some pool time. Stadium Swim would be a good one. All right, so we decided to stop and try the container park. And now, if you saw my overrated video, I mentioned that I wasn't a huge fan of the container park. I just wasn't impressed. We stopped at a restaurant here, and I had tuna poke nachos, which I thought my food was pretty darn good. The tuna nachos were fresh, delicious. I ate the entire thing. My husband got a sandwich that he said was completely mediocre at best, and the food was really expensive for being just kind of a place off of Fremont. We were overall not really impressed, and it's not a place I would go to again. For dinner that night, we were walking up and down around the Strip. We weren't particularly hungry. I think we were just really overtired, to be totally honest, and we stopped at Chick-fil-A, and I had some chicken nuggets. We had chicken nuggets and fries. I got some chips up at the room, and overall it was a pretty cheap dinner night, but we were just toast, you guys. We were totally done. All right, day 4, we woke up refreshed because we went to bed super early, which was amazing, and we walked over to our reservation for breakfast at Mon Ami Gabby, which, oh, this place blew me away, you guys, for brunch. I adored it. Our server was so amazing. I wish I could remember his name, but I don't. But he said that he actually worked in the real Eiffel Tower in Paris, and that the chef of Mon Ami Gabby also used to work at the Brasserie in Paris in the Eiffel Tower. So I started with a French style cappuccino, which is a bowl of cappuccino, and it was the best cappuccino I've ever had to date. I also had a crepe and hash browns, and it was the chef's special crepe that day, so it was a bananas Foster. Wow. Just wow. That's all I can say. The prices here were super reasonable in my opinion. The food was so fresh and amazing. We were sitting out on the balcony, just looking out at the strip. I love Mon Ami Gabby. Would be thrilled to go back here again for breakfast. Totally recommend it to anybody going who wants like a beautiful brunch. 10 out of 10, big recommendation. All right, we checked into Caesar's Palace this day. This was the day where we switched hotels, and we went down to the pool, and I had myself a couple of expensive cocktails, of course. I had a Dragonberry Mojito, which I always do this to myself. I get flavored mojitos, and then I go, oh, I wish I would have got a regular mojito. But then I saw that they had a Dole Whip cocktail, which was a game changer. If you're not familiar with Dole Whip, it is a pineapple soft serve that you used to really only be able to get in Hawaii or Disney World, but a lot of places have started serving it now. So this was a rum cocktail in a hollowed out pineapple with Dole Whip and rum. Yay, loved it. Super overpriced. Don't care, it was totally worth it. And then we went down to Hell's Kitchen. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here. I talked about it in my overrated video. I was really disappointed with this place, you guys. The food was all pretty mediocre in my opinion, except for the beef Wellington, which was the standout that you can get at other Gordon Ramsay restaurants. I had a cocktail here that was flat out bad. It was the Duchess. I don't know what happened, you guys. We just had a really bad experience. I know that a lot of you guys have loved that place and told us to try it again. But to be frank, like the atmosphere and everything just didn't blow me away, so I won't be eating there again. And we finished off the night at Vanderpump. I had the Macha Macha Man cocktail, which is like a vodka cocktail with matcha, incredibly good. I also really like the Veni Vidi Lychee, which is a lychee mule, very delicious. Don't get the pink margarita unless you just want to be completely berserkered and totally drunk, because it is straight tequila. Overall, it was a good way to end the night at Vanderpump. Okay, our last day, you guys, we were leaving. It was so depressing. We were leaving kind of mid-afternoon. We had to get an earlier flight. For breakfast, we stopped at Cafe Americano inside Caesars. I really enjoyed this place. This is a 24-hour restaurant. I had the avocado toast with pickled red onion and bacon. Everything was cooked to perfection. The avocado was incredibly fresh. The red onions were crisp, and the bacon was delicious. This place is a little expensive, I would say, as far as breakfast goes, but overall, I felt like it was worth it, and I would eat here again because I'm starving. It's breakfast time, and I'm craving that avocado toast right now. And then my husband and I wanted like a quick bite for lunch, so we went to In-N-Out Burger and just split a double combo with animal style fries. If you're not from the West Coast and you don't know what In-N-Out is, I highly recommend In-N-Out Burger. Go and check it out. It is so good. And then we walked over to Margaritaville to just have a quick beer before we checked out and left. And guys, I really like Margaritaville. We always have amazing servers. They have a whole patio that wraps around the outside by the Link Promenade, and all day, every day, they have $3 Budweiser. So I had a $3 Bud Light, and I mean, if you're looking for a cheap place to eat and drink, Margaritaville is the place, and it's really lively and fun, so I can always recommend Margaritaville. 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Okay, so that is everything, you guys. That is everywhere we ate and drank. How did I do for this trip? Here are my totals. Okay, total for food, I spent $299, so right under $300, which averages out to be around $75 per day, which isn't terrible. And then this is probably the first time that my beverage total was less than my food total, which is a miracle, you guys. I spent $255 on drinks, which ended up being around $64 per day. So honestly, not too terrible this trip, considering we had a couple of very expensive dinners, but we were full a lot on this trip, which is a little off for us. We're normally very hungry all the time. All right, that is my totals. That is everything for this trip and this food vlog. Again, if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want me to keep doing this series. I just think it's really helpful, and it's also kind of fun for me to do and look back and see what I ate and what I drank. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.